Good morning. Welcome to our meditation service. My name is Connie Moore. I'm one of the practitioners here at Ahava. I invite you to close your eyes, get comfortable, whatever situation you're in, just simply let your body relax. Let your thoughts float by like clouds in a blue sky. Anything that doesn't float by quickly, simply bless it and then let it go. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, knowing that that breath is the activity of God in your form. It is the activity of life, the universe, active and present in you and as you. So as you let your body relax, being aware of the stillness, always coming back to that breath, I invite you to let the music take you within. I will mind the time. So giving thanks for anything that may have come to us during this time of stillness. And yet staying in that stillness, I invite you to bring your body, your awareness back into this now moment, into this space and time, knowing that there is no space between us, and there is no time between us. We are all living in that one divine life. So as we affirm for today, today I rise. Today I reemerge. Today I am totally nourished. I am restored. I am renewed. Namaste.
Look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Every walk of life.
Every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
Kinship we unite.
In kinship we unite.
In honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together
In the name of love. Come together.
Come together.
Come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together in the
Name of love. We come together.
Come together.
Come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together in the name of love.
Come together.
Come together.
Come together. We come together.
Come together
In the name of love. 3, 4.
I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one.
Yes, yes. Good morning, Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. Ahava is the Hebrew word for love. And we gather together every Sunday knowing that love is
always the answer.
That's right. I am Reverend Rainbow, one of your co-spiritual directors, along with Reverend Soni, who is taking a nice vacation, soaking up the sun at Lake Michigan. So we're sending her some love. And along with me today, we have practitioner Cynthia Chinquina, who will be hosting service. So welcome, Cynthia.
Good morning, good morning. So if you're joining us for the first time today, please say hello in the chat. We would love to hear where you are tuning in from. So know that your presence, even virtually, makes a difference here with us. Mm-hmm. So know that we are a conscious community committed to curiosity so that we may provide a loving space to be reminded of the truth of who we are. We are an open and affirming community. So wherever you are and whoever you are on the path of your spiritual journey, you are welcome here with us. Mm-hmm. And now I invite you to affirm with me our vision and purpose statement. So for our vision, if you'd repeat after me. We are an inclusive community.
We are an inclusive community.
Committed to global transformation.
Committed to global transformation.
Through personal evolution.
Through personal evolution.
And our purpose is to
wake up, step up, and make a difference. That's right. Today's affirmation, if you want to repeat after me, today I rise.
Today I rise.
And reemerge fully nourished.
And reemerge fully nourished.
Restored and renewed.
Restored and renewed.
Beautiful. All right, so a couple announcements. I just want to give an update on COVID and how we're gathering. So today we are live streaming only. Our intention is to be back in person next Sunday as well as live streaming. So that is the goal, and things happen quickly, so change quickly, so we just ask that you be flexible with us. Make sure that you are plugged into our newsletter, and if you're not getting that email, go to our website, put in your email, and you will get that, as well as our social media to find out about any changes and updates. Our intention is to create a safe environment for us all to gather, so we are still requiring masks in the building, as well as encouraging social distancing when you're here. A couple of the things we are changing as well is we are opening the sanctuary door at 10:10. Meditation starts at 10:15. So we ask that you not gather inside early, that you just come right in, have your seat for service, and the families can enter the other door and go straight to the youth room. We're not going to be bringing in the kids in the end of service, also to protect our little ones who can't be vaccinated. They'll be staring in their side, we'll be in our side, and then we can all meet outside afterwards. So those are some things that we are putting in place, and we are just trusting and knowing that we can all continue to gather in this way safely. Also, Pride is still happening. Woohoo! Lexington Pride is Saturday, September 25th. And if you volunteer with Ahava to pass out affirmation cards and be a loving presence at our booth, you get a free t-shirt. Cynthia, will you grab that shirt for me? Isn't it cute? It says Ahava means love. So you can go online to register for that as well, and that's in our newsletter and on our social media is the link to sign up to be a part of Pride. And what the organization has created in order to also have a safe environment for Pride is to work at a booth, to volunteer at a booth, you must either have proof of vaccination or proof of a negative COVID test within 72 hours. So we'll be informing those who are volunteers of that as we lead up to that as well. Lastly, we have a new class coming up. Super excited. It is Practical Mysticism. This is a very deep and wonderful class. It's going to be facilitated with Reverend Soni and practitioner Louise Talon. So you got a powerhouse dynamic duo there facilitating that class. It's going to be 8 weeks online, so anyone, anywhere can join. It's starting up soon, Thursday, September 9th. So we encourage you to go ahead and sign up. You can find those links also where? In our newsletter and social media and on our website. All right, so thank you so much for plugging into those happenings that we have going on here. Let's give some love to our band, yes? Woo! Music director Joe Cinquina. Lauren Dechtenberg on keys. John Dittert on drums. Our featured vocalist today is Kim D'Amata. And special thanks to Mr. Jeff Watts back there on sound, making us all sound good. All right.
All right, so let's begin by opening our hearts and our minds as we move into our centering song and prayer. And our prayer will be led today with our amazing practitioner, Connie Moore.
In this place, my soul is free from the light within. I see all the joy, all the peace. Carry me, carry me, carry me, oh, carry me. In this place, love abides, holy light, surrender me, all the joy, all the peace, carry me, oh, carry me, carry me, oh, carry me.
So I simply drop down into that sacred space, that space that knows only truth, that space that knows only love, that space that knows only peace and wisdom and prosperity, that space that knows only God. Just knowing that there is only one life, that life is my life, that life is the life of Ahava. Knowing that there is only love here, there is only peace, wisdom, prosperity, abundance. All that Spirit is here right now, presenting as each of us. I bless this thing called the Ahava this morning, knowing that as we broadcast out over the airwaves, there is no distance between us. There is no space. There is no time. We are all right here, right now, as God is right here, right now. I bless the music, our beloved musicians, and the beautiful sounds that they make. I bless our ministers, Reverend Rainbow, and our practitioner, Cynthia Cinquina, knowing that today they will say exactly what we need to hear. I bless our minister, Reverend Soni, as she does the important work of self-care. I bless all the hands and hearts that have come together to bring this service into being. I simply let it be by saying, and so it is.
All the joy, all the peace, carry me, oh, carry carry me.
Lauren has our reading for today.
I do. This is an excerpt from Things to Do When Grief is Concerned by Tricia Hersey. Cry for no particular reason. Realize mid-cry there are so many particular reasons. Rest. Write 15 handwritten letters. Mail them by getting dressed up after a week in sweatpants. Walk to the mailbox at the end of the driveway. Walk slow. Pose. Look up at the sky. Rest. Stare out of every window at trees. Examine the sky. Give thanks for deep daydreaming. Rest. Embrace the feeling of being out of control for 15 minutes. Feel your body free fall into a cloud of care. Diagram this moment. Archive it for the future. Rest. Rest, deep rest. Slower movements, slower moments. Focus on things with intense study. The way my hands move while washing the dishes. The smell of cocoa butter. How my cat's stomach moves up and down while he naps for 10 hours a day. Become a vessel for stillness, a miracle walking. Nap, rest. It's been a hard night. You walk with a heart, but it got lost along the way. It's been a cold night. Darkness brought you to your knees. Now you're crawling toward the light. The light. You gotta carry on. Carry on. Carry on. Carry on.
It's been a long year, feeling so small, wish you could disappear. Something's gotta give. Swore you'd own your mistakes, now you wonder if you did. If you did, you gotta carry on, carry on, carry on, carry These dark days will end. Every corner you're backed into
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I am always nourished by the fabulous music here, so thank you for ministering to me as well. So today we are wrapping up our series, A Pause for Guidance. We've looked at timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision that's invited us to pause and listen for self-renewal in order to be prepared for the next leg of our journey. During this pause, we've talked about taking time for a spiritual tune-up, enjoying a playful pause, sparking imagination, as well as listening to our GPS, God Positioning System, for guidance. So today we are discussing nurturing our relationship with ourselves through self-renewal as we rise and reemerge. Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of this fabulous philosophy, he says the first step for you to take involves becoming aware that you already have the God qualities you wish to cultivate and experience in everyday life. You already have what you want. So in order to nourish our relationship and nurture our relationships with ourselves, we must first become aware of who we are. And as Ernest Holmes says, we are all that there is. We are one with the one. We already have within us all that we desire to express, to be, to experience in life. We are love, we are peace, we are joy, we are freedom, we are abundance. All of those divine qualities live within us, and it's up to us to realize this truth and to express them to the fullest in our lives. So today, as we wake up to this truth that all there is love, and that love is expressing through us, that love is always the guiding force in our lives, love is always the answer, we begin to allow life to unfold through us in divine right order and activity. We also invite in a renewed sense of curiosity, to be curious and become self-aware of our humanity as well as our connection with the one life. By embracing joyful and inquisitive practices and playfulness, the nature of us within us that is still that childlike presence. Through this self-awareness, we recognize our inherent God nature, the truth, the divine self, and we can nurture those qualities through cultivating practices, through conscious choice and self-discovery. Recognizing who we are, we align with the spiritual principle in action through practices such as affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment, sacred study, contemplation, meditation. The inner journey becomes revealed, and we create a dynamic equilibrium between divine right action and self-renewal. This is deep work, y'all. It's like self-awareness. Okay, I just have to realize and know the truth of who I am, and everything flows. Well, self-awareness is that practice that illuminates our alignment with the divine, and it helps us become aware that all that we desire is within. But it's so easy as we move through today, day to day, to be seduced by the conditions of life and forget this truth. Self-awareness is the practice of being conscious of one's motivations, internal dialogue, and hidden beliefs. So this is really our part, right? How can we practically do this work to be self-actualized? It also takes a willingness to observe and take responsibility for our own internal as well as our external choices. Self-awareness is the foundation for conscious choice. So let's break this down a little bit. So the first point was being conscious of one's motivations. So this takes a willingness to look at why we say what we say. Even those, especially those default patterns, those things that just kind of come out by rote. To actually pause and be like, why am I saying this? To be willing to look at why I do what I do. Why am I taking a particular action? Not just sleepwalking through life, living life unconsciously. you're invited to become the observer of your own life, kind of like having a little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, right? So you're watching yourself and becoming curious, really inviting a space of curiosity, not judgment, but being curious of, okay, why do I react this way? Why am I saying this? By doing this particular thing, am I wanting to create more connection, or am I creating more separation through my words and actions? Secondly, becoming conscious of our internal dialogue. What are those thoughts that we are constantly telling ourselves about who we are and about the world around us? Do these thoughts support our vision, or do they inhibit our growth? Are they in alignment with what we desire for ourselves in the world? And how can we become more conscious of our thoughts? Through spiritual practices of mindfulness and meditation and simple awareness. The next point is noticing our hidden beliefs. What are those deep-seated beliefs that we have about ourselves? And it takes a little work to dig down to really notice what I really believe about myself and how that is connected to what is that driving force or that motivation for the action I take. So they really are all connected. As you begin to do this work by noticing, like, okay, why am I doing this thing? Let's get curious. What am I thinking about this situation? And then what do those thoughts reveal to me about my deep beliefs? We begin to uncover some things possibly around feeling not good enough, unworthy, feeling unsafe, fear, doubt, lack, limitation. And once we become aware of these beliefs, this is truly where our power resides, because from that point of realization, we can create a shift. We can allow for transformation to take place and to move us more in that direction of that vision that is calling us, to get in alignment with the truth of who we are. And lastly, it takes being willing to observe and take responsibility for those choices, both internal and external. And I know, it's sometimes hard to take responsibility for something that no one else sees or knows but you, right? Those internal thoughts. There's no one else to hold you accountable. But if you're willing to do the work, I promise you it's worth it. There is so much to learn about ourselves when we're willing to look and to get curious. Taking time to investigate our interior world is a deep practice of self-care and self-love. And this type of self-care goes beyond bubble baths and candles, although a relaxing bath may be just the place to do this type of self-reflection. As Parker Palmer from the Center of Courage and Renewal wrote, self-care is never a selfish act. It is simply good stewardship of the only gift I have, the gift I was put on earth to offer for others. So the risk is, if we keep running full speed ahead without honoring ourselves, we risk experiencing burnout. And when we're drained, exhausted, overwhelmed, burnt out, we are unable to fully express all of those God-given talents and gifts and the true nature of who we are that we have to give to the world. So I want to make this really practical now. Think about in your own life, how can you nurture yourself this week? Perhaps it's taking time just to be, just to sit. Maybe it's a journaling process. Maybe it's imagining and just allowing your mind to go off into some creative fantasy world, or taking a nature walk. Any of these self-care practices allow yourself to nurture that relationship within yourself and with spirit. So I really invite you to think about, what is a practice you can engage in this week? We live in such a go, go, go society, right? Our whole society seems to value productivity and what you can do and create more than actualization. Yet studies show that people in a relaxed state who feel good are far more likely to develop innovative ideas. And these innovative ideas are what allow our world to grow and evolve in these changing times. So it's important that we create space and nurture our own creativity and allow these innovative ideas to be revealed. For example, at the company 3M, all engineers have an hour a day in each workday that they can do whatever they want. They could work on a side project, they could take up a hobby, sit there doing their knitting, they could even take a nap. And what they discovered is by giving their engineers this time to relax and explore their own creative ideas, it's what they call their 15% culture. And this was started back in the 70s, I believe. This 15% culture, they produce far more innovative ideas. You know, they originated as a tape company, and so many new things have come from that, like those little stick it on your wall to hang something, and then you can remove it, and it doesn't leave a mark, right? I don't know what they're called. But these various, these various ideas and innovations have come through this company's culture of valuing that space and that nurturing, that balance, that creativity, and that rest. And I know for myself, when I take time to just daydream, to imagine, to explore, to rest, that I'm far more creative. And I feel a lot more at peace and a deep sense of fulfillment. And yet the idea of embracing rest, for me, has really been work. I know it sounds like a paradox, right? Like, rest is work. But what I've noticed is a lot of these spiritual practices can seem like a paradox. And for me, it's deprogramming the ideas of our capitalistic society that benefits from overworking individuals. And so I've kind of, been brought up with and been modeled to that what's most important is hard work. And you have to work hard and do, long hours, all this kind of stuff. It's so ingrained in our society. And for me, it shows up in these subtle ways. So I recently realized this thing that I do. So say I'm home alone, and I'm taking some time just to rest, maybe read, or just kind of sit and stare off to space, or watch a TV show. And then I hear my wife, Heather, approaching the door, about to come in. Something within me, jumps up, and, I start folding the laundry, or I get back on my computer, or it's like I start doing something so that when she walks in, I look like I'm being productive. And so I started to question this recently, and I was like, what is that really about? It's like I'm afraid she's going to catch me resting and that's somehow bad. But really, she's one of my biggest advocates, reminding me to create more balance in my life, to actually rest, to slow down. But it took this awareness of this thing that I was doing and a willingness to look at what was my motivation. And it was all about me. It didn't have anything to do with her. She never said anything about me, and it was all in my own mind that I had this fear that I have to prove something by doing something all the time and proving in this way, which was really, just like we talked about, I had this awareness, and then I looked at what was my motivation, and the hidden belief underneath that was that my value was connected somehow to what I was contributing or what I was doing. So then unraveling that to realize that the true value, my inherent worth, is simply for being, and that my presence and my being is so valuable, whether I'm folding the laundry or not. So for me, I really had to be willing to let myself be caught resting and to know that that's okay. So what if you were to accept this idea or embrace this idea of rest as a form of resistance, to go against the grain of society, of this grind culture, which is constantly telling us to do rather than to be? So for anyone here who may be like me, who is looking for permission to slow down, to stop doing, to rest, let me be the one to say to you right now, it's okay. It's okay to stop. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to go on vacation. And in fact, it is essential. One woman who is leading the charge in this call to slow down and bringing this concept of rest as resistance is Tricia Hersey. And if this name sounds familiar, she's the one who wrote the poem that was shared at our reading today. Her work is called the Nap Ministry. Just that in itself, I love. There is a nap ministry, and she is... her title is the Nap Bishop. So let me tell you a little bit about the Nap Ministry. It was founded in 2016 by Tricia Hersey in Atlanta, Georgia. The Nap Ministry is an organization that examines the liberating power of naps. It is based on the science of sleep, Black liberation theology, womanism, somatics, reparations theory, and Afrofuturism. Tricia says, "It came from my personal experience of being an exhausted Black woman, tired of white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism. Rest became my refuge and a portal for a connection to my ancestors. It offered me a place to imagine, heal, and be." She goes on to say, "Our rest is resistance framework and practice engages with the power of performance art, site-specific installations, and community organizing to install sacred and safe spaces for the community to rest together." So some of the work that I've seen they've done, they would go into a public space like a park or a library or a museum and set up, beautiful pillows and flowy things and, maybe even have some singing bowls or music going and just invite people to rest and lay down and do nothing in the midst of kind of these public spaces where usually there's a lot of activity. We facilitate immersive workshops and curate performance art that examines rest as a radical tool for community healing. We believe rest is a form of resistance and name sleep deprivation as a racial and social justice issue. We are very active on social media because we view our pages as one of the many tools to help deprogram the masses from grind culture. As I was reading some of her blogs and her work on her website, which I strongly encourage you to look up. If you just Google the Nap Ministry, you will find her. In one of her blogs, she says, "Let slow research be a part of your deprogramming and healing. You will not get free by simply reading memes on social media and attempting to quickly engage via the fast-paced scroll life. You will have to stop. You will have to dismantle your own unique cultural history in order to heal your own collective and individual traumas. You will have to do a real work to change. Resting is a meticulous love practice." I love that. Resting is a meticulous love practice. So, what does rest as resistance or rest as a meticulous love practice mean to you? Is this resonating? Is this something that you are interested in, that you're curious, and how perhaps slowing down could benefit your life? As we rest, as we rise and reemerge, we must spiritually discern who we are here to be and what is ours to do as we practice self-love and answer this call to serve. And not from a place of hard work or grind, but from a place of rest and rejuvenation, such that you are ready to rise, such that you are ready to give and to share from this place of overflow. So, as we wrap up this series, A Pause for Guidance, the invitation this week is to rise and reemerge through restoration, integration, self-care, and rest. Gift yourself this time to be aware, aligned, and renewed, to rise and reemerge. And perhaps this acronym for RISE may be a helpful reminder to you. So R, restore your soul by embracing stillness each day and gift yourself time to unplug, be still, and listen. I, integrate principle in your daily life through spiritual practice beyond theory. S, self-care through intentional living and conscious choice. And finally, E, expand and evolve your consciousness through sacred conversations that evoke curiosity. So are you ready to rise this week? Yes? All right, let's take it into prayer. Just taking a moment just to be in the stillness. So grateful for this opportunity to remember the truth, to realize the one life that is love, that is peace, that is harmony, that is freedom, that is balance, that is all that there is, to know that this is who I am, that I am one with all life, that this love, this freedom, this peace is the very essence and nature of my being. And it is from this place of oneness that I speak this word now on behalf of all those who are hearing the sound of my voice and all those who are feeling the vibration and the energetic tone of this prayer. Embracing this idea that it is okay to rest. In fact, it is essential. That it is more than enough to simply be. Knowing that each and every one of us has intrinsic value and worth, that we are here on this planet at this time to reveal, to unfold, to allow, to express this thing called life, God, divine, spirit, universe, whatever works for you, to allow this power for good in the universe to flow through each and every one of us in ways that we cannot even imagine. To allow this peace to unfold, to allow freedom and abundance and love and joy to be that guiding force in our life. And to take time to simply be, knowing that we are enough. We are enough, we have enough. And from this place of awareness, it is with ease that we share, that we give, that we open up to this space of generosity, knowing that it feels good to give from the overflow. So we take this week to know, to realize who we are, to become aware of those motivating forces in our life, to consciously choose love, to choose freedom, to be curious, and to allow transformation to have its way in our life, such that we leave any old habits, any old stories, any old patterns, any false beliefs back to the nothingness from which they came. And they no longer have any power over us from this moment. And in this moment, we are restored, we are renewed, we are refreshed, and we rise. We rise to the occasion that is this day, that is this time, and allow all that we are to be fully expressed. So I just take a deep breath of love and gratitude. So grateful for the fulfillment of this prayer. So grateful to be awake, aware, and alive this day. And with great gratitude, I release this word into the action of the law that always says, yes, 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 my beloved, it is done, it is so, and so it is. Amen.
Wash over
is the time for our conscious giving. And today is Giving Sunday. And what does that mean? Our Giving Sunday is the last Sunday of every month, and we choose an organization that we tithe to with the offerings that come in today. So the organization that we chose this month is the Chrysalis House. The Chrysalis House is Kentucky's oldest and largest licensed substance abuse treatment program for women. It was established in 1978. Today, the Chrysalis House is a comprehensive agency with 4 residential facilities, a 40-unit apartment complex, an 18,000 square foot multi-purpose community center, and an outpatient office. In addition to treatment for substance use disorders, Chrysalis House provides mental health treatment, case management, domestic violence counseling, computer training, GED tutoring, vocational training and job placement assistance, assistance to medical care, housing assistance, and child services. The Chrysalis House specializes in treating pregnant and parenting women. They allow the mothers to They allow the mothers to keep their newborns and toddlers on site with them while they're in their residential treatment. Admission of pregnant women is a priority to decrease the effects of drugs or alcohol on the unborn child. Almost 50% of women entering the Chrysalis House are pregnant and deliver babies while they are in the program. So there are several ways that you can give. You can go to our website and click the Give tab, or you can text the word GIVE to 859-209-6996, or you can mail into your gifts to Ahava at 168 Burt Road in Lexington, Kentucky, 40503. So I invite you to take your gifts, your offerings, and hold it to your heart as you repeat after me. Divine love as me.
Divine love as me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I have.
Blesses and multiplies all that I have.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava.
I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava,
Knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
So it is.
And I met a prophet, dark as the night. She could see into my soul. So said she'd been watching and had some advice. She said shadows make you whole. A life without pain is a wolf in sheep's clothes. 'Cause if you listen to the lessons that it holds, you'll find the gold. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. And I can remember when I was a child, and how the grown folks seem so crazy. Why they so angry? Why they so loud? And when I grow up, that's never, ever gonna be me. That was the moment that I decided that I would build strong to fall. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. Courage is not being hard. It's time to peel back all of the layers you've put between all you're meant to be and who you are. Just be who you are. So much disappointment. Finally understand that there is no such thing as perfect. We're all simply doing the best that we can. And we have a choice to live or truly be alive. This is your life. It's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. It's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. The bird cannot fly until it breaks the shell. Do with these words what you will. It's time for us to be real. You'll be stuck on the ground until you finally break the shell.
Wow. Wow. So remember that practitioners are available to pray with you. Just submit your request online. And make sure that you sign up for Pride. And also sign up for our upcoming class, Practical Mysticism. It's an amazing class. I highly recommend it. So now if you would like to stand with me for the benediction. Yes, I said stand because you know you're going to want to dance to the last song. And if you would like to repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I share it.
And I share it.
Just the way it appears.
Just the way it appears.
And just the way it appears not.
And just the way it appears not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
We want to thank you all for tuning in. Take some time this week and call up a friend from Ahava that you haven't seen in a while and invite them to tune in with you next week. Bring them along. Bring your mask and we'll be here. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
I'll wear my mask and I'll stay 6 feet away.
I'll wear my mask, and I'll stay 6 feet away.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me